Hey guys, it's Dymin here, and I'm here to give you a little weekly recap. This isn't like your typical Diamond in the Rough episode. For one, I kicked Lance off just to do this for you, but we're going to talk about last episode and the upcoming episode. Last week, we heard from Rex and Mickey Ryan, and we talked all things football, fantasy baseball, and heard from Mickey a little bit about the inside life of a football coach's wife, which was very interesting. I don't really know anything about football, so I really just wanted to talk to Mickey about her experiences, because living in the public eye comes with some controversy, and you really have to handle a lot of things on your own. And I was validated in a lot of my feelings by Mickey, because I know that I talk a lot about anxiety and all of these things, and it's kind of like a popular topic to talk about as of late. Like, mental health awareness has been kind of a thing over the last 5 years. I don't want to make light of something when I say that I've been anxious in life. Like, I told Mickey, I popped out of the womb an anxious person, and that is not a lie. I have literally struggled with actual anxiety since I was 6 years old. I was medicated at 6 years old for anxiety and things like that. So I would obviously like to dive in on that, because I don't know if anybody knows this or not, but the root of Diamond in the Rough, it started in 2014. And that was back when blogs were a really big deal. Social media wasn't necessarily a career yet, but everybody had a blog. And at this time in my life, in 2014, I was living in Chicago. I kind of have a rough history with Chicago, which is kind of funny that my husband played there as long as he did, and we had to live there for 3 years. I was attending Columbia College, and it was the first time that I had ever lived away from my family and was completely alone in my own apartment. And on the internet, it was really easy to fake this fabulous life that I had. But in real life, it was like anything but that. I was incredibly anxious. I was severely depressed. I was constantly having to take myself out of my comfort zone, because not only was I living completely away from my family, 5 hours away from my family, and living by myself in a strange city that is so unlike my hometown. I had a shitty boyfriend at the time, and the career that I had chosen, I wanted to do journalism, and my ultimate goal was to be a news anchor on television. And that just requires a lot. And you definitely have to be out of your comfort zone, and you're talking to all these sorts of people. So I was just really, really struggling with a lot. So in one of my classes, there was a girl, I believe her name was Natalie, and she had a blog called Natalie in the City. And she spoke in class about monetizing a blog and all that stuff. So I thought, what a fabulous idea. I can try that. And again, my life wasn't fabulous. So instead, it kind of crumbled until I decided to open up about my experiences with anxiety and depression. And through that blog post is how I found a whole community of people who had experienced the same things and felt the same way. And I really feel like that was a turning point in a really dark time, because I didn't feel alone anymore. So I never want to forget the roots of where Diamond in the Rough initially started. And I know that we have some really cool people come on, and, famous people with incredible careers and all of that stuff. But I never want to forget who I was a decade ago. And that is not the same person that I am today. So that's why, again, when I talk about anxiety, I'm not saying it to be funny or quirky or whatever. I don't think it's funny or quirky. But again, I still want to find my community, my little community of misfits who feel certain ways. That's why I love to get the wives' perspectives on a baseball career because it's very glamorous, yes, but there's a lot of things that people as a whole go through that nobody else really knows. So in speaking with Mickey, it was really great to hear that she has to separate herself sometimes from the things that make her anxious. And sometimes that isn't always showing up at every football game for Rex or anything like that, and finding your own little community. And yeah, so I really appreciated that. And again, I can't keep up with football talk. So if you relate to that, you might really like our last episode with Rex and Mickey Ryan. But for this week, we spoke with Andrew and Lexi Vaughn, and they were our old teammates. Lance and Andrew were teammates. Do I count in that? Does Lexi count in that? I don't really know. But we knew them from the White Sox. Lance was on that team for 2.5 years. I just learned that was Andrew's rookie season, our first year there. So that was interesting. And the White Sox have had a notoriously bad season. They are in the record books now for the most losses in a season. So we talked to him about that for sure. And we just spent the weekend with them in Oxford. So we really got to talk about Lance's past in Oxford, Lexi's past in Oxford. So many things. They have so many great stories. They're a really great couple. Andrew's a California boy and Lexi's from Mississippi. So it's kind of fun to hear the differences with them and how he's converting to a country boy. And he talked a lot about this season. We stalked Dave Portnoy, so that was fun. They had a squatter possibly in their house. They've got lots of stories to tell. So I really hope that you can like and subscribe and follow me on Instagram if you're not following me on Instagram, because we got some good things coming up and we've done a lot of great things. We've talked to Ashley Rodon. We've talked to Brandon and Jalen Crawford, and hopefully we have some more guests coming up on upcoming episodes. So I hope you've been enjoying Diamond in the Rough so far, and we'll see you next Tuesday.